Dandavas Maharaj. Haribo. Dandavas devotee. How are you, Maharaj?
I'm very nice now. I'm seeing you and all the devotees.
Yes, Maharaj. I am happy for see to you and devotee.
Hare Krishna. Everyone well?
Yeah, Maharaj, everyone well for grace, the Lord, Guru, and Vaishnavas.
God, you look like you recently shaved up. Huh? No hair.
Yeah, no winter.
No winter now.
Spring, good.
Very warm, huh, today? In Spain, I heard the weather is very warm.
Yeah. It's very nice in this moment. This time is good in Spain.
Yeah.
So, Maharaj, how are you here? Didi.
So nice to see you this morning, this afternoon, I guess. It's for you evening, huh?
For me, Maharaj?
Yeah.
Okay.
Afternoon there, huh? Evening time? There in London is evening time, I think, huh? Now
London 6 p.m. Maharaj.
p.m., yeah. How late do you work?
Así no te dejan.
So what time do you work?
Hacia
9
allá.
o'clock?
Hacia allá. Así.
Yes, Maharaj.
I'm asking until what time
Ana, más para
do
allá.
you work?
Working, Maharaj. Yes, 7 o'clock.
Te veo más allá.
7 o'clock.
Ahora.
Yeah, 7 p.m. How are you, Maharaj?
Are you great? Okay. And how is our Bhakti Rasa? How you doing?
Well, Maharaj.
You doing okay?
Yeah.
All right, good.
I'm in Michigan still.
You're in Michigan, I know. Is it cold there or not?
No.
Not cold?
50s or 60s.
Okay. Who's that? What's that little dog called? Lakshmi? Huh? Yeah. Is it Lakshmi? He's waving to us.
Lakshmi. Ahí está.
All right.
Dandavats Maharaj.
How'd you go, Paul? Haribo, Dandavat, Guru.
Dandava.
Chandra. So let's read Vandanam. A little late starting today. Oh,
Okay.
Vande, I got it. Vandeham Shri
Guru.
Sri Guru Sri Rupa
Kuyasi Guru Bhagavantika, Mahavamvedaya Bhakti Nirvana Kirtam Saraswatam Shadarim
Ananta Srila-Acharya Varanisham Kurva Vista
Vishta Subhrakam Shisham
Devam Divyam Saraswati Bhakta-rupa Swarupakam Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Srivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Hare Hare. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Bhakti Yoga Maharaja ki Jai.
Jai.
Guru Govardhana ki Jai.
Jai.
Srila Bhakti Vinda ki Jai.
Jai.
The assembled devotees. All glory to the devotees.
Jai.
Premanandi, Hari Hari Hari.
Hari Go.
I am Vishnupad, Paramahamsa Sripad Bhakti
Bhakti Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Jai
Dhanyavad
Maharaj.
Maharaj.
Dhanyavad.
How are you, Maharaj?
Okay. Welcome, Paresh. Dr. Therese.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. And Ingo says hi to everybody.
We sent him hi back.
I will.
But day after tomorrow, we are going to Siliguri for teaching
Okay.
for
Very nice.
around 7 days a week.
Haven't been there in a while, huh?
Yes.
Good. Who's there now? Who's taking?
Some of my devotees came here. They took, initiation. So they are inviting me. So we are planning to go to, on the way, we may do some preaching program in Berhampur and also in Murshidabad
Okay.
and then Siliguri like that.
Who's managing there?
Temple is it's like some local didis are there, they are managing.
I see. All right. Let's begin. Prapanna-jivanamrtam. Is that okay, Maharaj?
Dandavad Maharaj. Okay, Maharaj, I'm listening. I'm switching off the video, Maharaj.
Okay.
Dandavad Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Let's see, we're on text 37. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Asatana Sata Sri Sripad Bhakti Rakshak Dev-Goswami Maharaja ki jai.
Jai.
Sri Prapanna-jivanamrtam ki jai.
Jai.
The text 37. Nityatvan Traiva Shastreshu Prapater Gyayate Buddhai Aprapanasya Nirjanma what is that? Vaifal Yog Taste to Nityata. By scriptural reference, the learned know of the eternality of surrender to the Lord, since the futility of human life without that surrender is elucidated therein. In this way, the eternal constitution of surrender is established. So what does this say? We are by constitution, our constitution means our structure, our fundamental nature of things and ourselves is to be surrendered souls, surrendered entities unto the Supreme Lord. There is a Supreme Lord, told in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells us, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. Everything is coming from me. So it is clear in all the Vedas, Vedaisya Sarvam Mahameva Vedo, Vedanta Krid Veda Videva Chaham, that Krishna is what is telling us that he is to be known in the Vedas, and all the Vedas, all the scriptures, the Bhagavad Gita, they all tell us that there is a Supreme Lord. Then automatically we understand that we must be surrendered unto him. Otherwise, what is the meaning of Lord? Lord means he is over all, and everyone else is subordinate to the Lord. So Sharanagati is not something that is being imposed upon us. It is what we are. It is not a burden to surrender to Krishna. It is to become what you are. At present, in the material world, we're all rebellious souls, all trying to be independent, not thinking there is any superior to ourselves, and lording it over material nature, enjoying in whatever way we want all the riches that are there before us of the world. We think they're meant for our pleasure only, or for our extended selves, our families and friends and so forth. And in that way, we're going recklessly ahead, not knowing anything, not having any knowledge of God or of our actual constitutional position what we are by our intrinsic nature, what we have all been created for. The whole creation is meant to worship Krishna, to be the servants, the pleasing servants of the Supreme Lord, loving servants. The whole thing is created out of love, for love. But we're neglecting that. We're ignoring that because we don't have proper knowledge of this. The first basic knowledge is that there is God. Today, the world is completely oblivious to this idea, to that knowledge. So these are the ABCs of reality and of spiritual life. We are a spirit. The other lesson that people have forgotten, a very basic lesson of Bhagavad Gita, Dehinosmin yata dehe. Just like you are changing bodies in one lifetime, from childhood to youth to old age. So there is something that is unchanging. The body is changing, but you are the unchanging individual within that body, who exists across the changes of that body. Unchanged. Well, not really unchanged, but anyhow, this identity remains one. So that means that there is something different between the self and the body. There's some difference. One is changing, one is unchanging. But who is thinking about that unchanging self? What is the nature of that? That is the soul, the Atma, the embodied soul. That's called Jiva. Jiva means embodied soul, Jivatma. We talk of Atma, we could talk of Jivatma. Atma means the soul, and Jivatma means the embodied soul. Soul needs the body in order to make progress in its own devotional life. So it's not that the body is to be disregarded either. Body must be utilized, though, properly. And that requires proper education. Otherwise, how does anyone know how to act or not act? What is right, what is wrong? What is the goal? Or what is the purpose of things? If somebody gives you a new computer and you've never used one before, would you know what to do? How would you know what to do with it? You need instruction, you need a manual, you need a teacher, somebody to show you. Then you can utilize it properly and usefully and get the maximum benefit from that. And the same is true of this life. This life we need to know how to do things, what to do, what is what. Therefore, Krishna says, Tadvidi paripatena, pariprasnena sevaya upadekshati te jnanam, jnaninaistatadarshana. Approach a spiritual teacher, approach Guru, humbly approach Guru, and humbly inquire with reverence, inquire from Guru, and serve Guru, serve the spiritual master. We must do these three things. First, we must humbly approach, and then we must humbly inquire, and then we must humbly and affectionately serve Gurudev. That is the three things for understanding truth. And Krishna says, because it's not just a theoretical understanding. The service is necessary because it's a living knowledge. And knowledge how to live, how to be, how to think, how to be conscious. All these things are involved. And Guru has to teach us all that thing primarily by own example, and then by instruction also. And by correction. Some people think, well, we can just read the books and become Krishna. Everything is written down, and we just have to read. Finish. No. Guru has to correct us, has to guide us. Otherwise, how will we learn? I remember once Sridhara told one of his sannyasis, he told him, you must stay as long as possible and as close as possible in the mud. This sannyasi wanted to go out and preach, and Gurudev told him like that. You must stay here as long as possible and as close as possible. And like that. And learn what is this Krishna consciousness. So both are necessary. Both are necessary. Close association and long association. We have been in this material world for millions of years. Then, do you think we can learn how to live in the higher world in 5 minutes or 5 days or 5 years? No, a whole lifetime. Govinda Maharaj was with Srila Sridhar Maharaj for 40 years of his life before Gurudev told him, you can become guru now. Now you are the next Acharya. 40 years. Even that is not very much. Depending, of course, it depends upon the disciple. How much he can understand, how much he can learn. What is his quality also? And that is the process. How to get out of Maya. How to get out of Maya, Krishna tells. Tadvidi pranipate. Tadvidi means you want to know the truth. What is Maya? Maya is the untruth. You want to get out of Maya, Tadvidi, and you have to know the truth. That's the release from Maya. The release from untruth is the truth. At present, everyone is occupied with the untruth. They're dominated by untruth. And how do we learn what is true? That's the process for releasing us from Maya. And that is not, like I said, not only a theoretical thing, that is also a very practical living thing. So then this world is temporal. Then how do we learn about eternal? And here Sridhar is telling that scriptural reference from the Vedas, we learn about the eternality of surrender and the eternal world. Nitya. Mahaprabhu told Krishna Nityadas to Sanatana Goswami. You're the eternal servant. Eternal. What is that? Just like we were saying, the self and his body. In the Bhagavad Gita, the body is changing, it's temporary, that means. But the self is unchanging, the Atma. That's the eternal part. So there we are basically a mixture of eternity and temporality, both. We're a mixture. The eternal is mixed in with the temporary. So we have to get rid of the temporary, and how to do that. And that's by proper understanding what is what, who we are, and what is God. Understanding all these things. Veda means knowledge, and by learning that knowledge, and Krishna makes it very easy for us in the Gita, and Gurudev then makes it even easier for us. And that liberates us. That liberates us from the temporal and directs us toward the eternal. Is it worthwhile to study those things? What are you studying now? How many subjects will teaching you eternality, how to become eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss? Are any subjects you are studying? And IT or computer or artificial intelligence or whatever they're teaching nowadays. Gender fluidity. What do you want to learn? But how do we learn how to become eternal? That is knowledge. That is worthwhile endeavor to study. No neglect. Why neglect? Jesus said something like that. What does it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his eternal soul? You don't want to forget the eternal soul, the eternal part of ourselves. It is worthwhile cultivating that knowledge. That may not make you a lot of money or make you famous or any of those things. Anyhow, who is really interested in those things is not worthy of spiritual knowledge, or not because it's directed toward worldly achievements. Achievements in this world, the mundane world, the world of Maya, achievements in that world that we've grown up to learn. We've grown up learning about that world only. And if we direct all our efforts toward that ideology that we've been taught, then you're doomed to remain there. But Krishna is teaching a revolutionary idea. Sarva-dharma Parityajya. You give up all of that extraneous activities, extracurricular activities, you want to call. The real thing is Sarva-dharma Parityajya, mam ekam sharanam praja. This is the real thing. Mam ekam sharanam. You are meant, you are constructed in such a way that you are my eternal surrendered servant. Krishna Nityanasa. This is the way you are made. Prabhupada was telling once, I was telling someone, religion can be changed. You believe this, you believe that. That can be changed. So many Jews are becoming Christians are becoming Muslims are becoming Hindus. This is becoming that, that's becoming this. That can be changed, faith can be changed. He said, but your constitutional position, that cannot be changed. Sanatana Dharma doesn't mean religion. That means what you are, how you are constructed. That cannot be changed. And it does not depend on belief. That depends on knowledge. When you have proper knowledge, then we can understand what is Sanatana Dharma. And not a matter of belief. And not a matter of belief that there is a God. People think that's a matter of belief. How can it be? The most important thing. If there's God, everything else falls into place. Otherwise, nothing makes sense. That we came here by an explosion. That's hard to believe. For me, that is hard to believe. That we're all the product of an explosion, a Big Bang, or whatever you want. That name, Big Bang, was given to that theory because it was so ridiculous.
Haldane.
Huh?
Haldane.
Huh?
Haldane.
Haldane?
Yeah.
I don't know whose name was, but anyhow.
He thought panspermia.
Huh?
He's the one who thought panspermia.
Yeah, anyhow. Dhanyavad, Aditi Nandanpu. Hare Krishna. So that was made to make fun of that theory because it's not well defined. And not well defined. Nobody really knows for sure how the universe began. So they say Big Bang. You might as well say Mickey Mouse because they don't know. Have no idea. How can they know? Millions and billions and trillions of years ago. How does anyone know what happened then? Then to cover that distance between millions and trillions of years ago and today, they say evolution. An explosion and evolution. What is that evolution? By random mutation and selection. Do they explain what those things are? What mutations exactly? What selections exactly? They can't tell us. How did the amoeba become a man? They have no idea. They can give some words. Story, they call it a narrative. We can call it a fairy tale. Might as well be. Because no one was there to check their reasoning. Did it really happen? Anyone could say anything they want, but to give evidence for that, irrefutable evidence, that's another thing. So like that, we have Veda, and we trust. We have to trust something. If we trust the scientists, if we trust the historians, whatever they say, if we trust what they're saying, I believe that, that's your business. But we trust the Vedas. Vedas were spoken by the Supreme Lord and the great Brahma, some Kumars, Narada Muni, great kings, great saints, avatars. We trust that. Why not? We have to trust somebody. So where do you put your faith? According to the quality of your intelligence, you'll have to put your faith. You're not blind. Who can think things clearly? They put their faith where it most appropriately fits. And the other thing he mentions here is the futility of human life without surrender. It is also explained in the Vedas. What happens if we don't follow Sanatana Dharma? The world of karma, of samsara, of birth, death, old age, disease, that ensues. Destructiveness that we find around us, all around us. Mityalok. Hegel called it the slaughter bench of history. The slaughter bench of history. All the great civilizations of the past, they've all been destroyed, slaughtered. Everyone, since the beginning of time, who's ever lived, has been killed. It's either been killed violently or they died naturally. They've all been slain on the slaughter bench. Just like you slaughter the animals, who want to eat the animals, they have a bench where they slaughter them. And all of human history is like that, a slaughter bench. One way or another, they've all been eliminated. So that is the cost of not surrendering. You become simply another victim in the slaughter bench of history, another statistic. So these things are there in the Veda also. And not only that, but how you can get different situations in life, depending on your behavior in this life, the karmic reactions and so forth. One can end up in a hellish condition, a rebirth in a hellish condition, or one can be born in a more gentle position and by proper behavior. Anyhow, education, there's proper education. Where do we hear this? And what schools are they teaching this? And then we think, okay, now who's going to be president, the next president? Where is that qualified leader that we can choose from? These people who are running, are they qualified leaders? Do they know anything about, higher education of this nature, higher studies? Do we train anybody to know these things? Then what do we expect? What kind of leaders do we expect to find? We get this businessmen, rich people. They have money and they can become the leaders of the society by spending a lot of money. Is that the kind of leadership we are looking for or need? And then we wonder why there are so many crises. Disease, droughts, floods, fires, climate change, whatever. So real knowledge begins here with the Vedas, with Guru and Krishna. Don't worry about the leaders. You become educated. And then one who's qualified, he may be chosen by Krishna to lead others. That we will leave up to Krishna. All right, text number 38. Nanyari Chantitat Pada Raja Prapanna Vaishnavaha Kinchera Piti Tatyasya Sajyatvam Uchite Budai. Because the devotees who have surrendered unto the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord never aspire for anything else whatsoever, the learned affirm that surrender is the attainable goal of all endeavors. What is the dust? What is the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord? Does anyone know?
Devotees.
Huh?
Devotees.
Devotee. Who said?
Prajagopal.
Rajagopal. Yes. Dust means the devotees of the Lord. Those who surrender and very humbly, those who are serving humbly at the lotus feet of Gurudev. Dasu das anudas. That's the dust. Don't go around proudly saying, I've surrendered to God. Some people want to boast. Yes, I'm a surrendered soul. One who surrendered is surrendered to the devotee of the Lord. Krishna's dog, let's say. The devotee who is surrendered to the Lord is Krishna's dog. And to surrender to Krishna's dog is to surrender to Krishna. That is the real humility, humble position. For those who surrender to the dust of the Lord, dust of the feet of the Lord, never aspire for anything else whatsoever. That's the quality of surrender. Anya Bilasita Sunyam Jnana Karma Dinarita. Means they don't have any desire for karma, jnana, yoga, liberation, mukti, nothing else. To become famous, to be honored by others as a Vaishnava. They're not looking for all those things. Those things cannot deviate divert one who wants to surrender themselves entirely to Krishna. That's the meaning of surrender to Krishna. He doesn't divert attention anywhere else. He has no interest except to connect with what Krishna wants, how to please Krishna. And that takes the form of guru for the aspiring devotee. Once we have submitted ourselves before Gurudev, we take his instruction, his pleasure as our life and soul. And we don't have any other aspiration. That is surrender. That mentality cannot be understood by fruitive workers, by mental speculators, by people who are searching for something in this world, some reward, some high position in this world. They cannot understand what it means, complete surrender. Why would anybody ever do that? Only by the grace of Gurudev, who teaches these things, can we ever hope to even approach that stage. Or that it would even be possible. Very nice. The Srila is giving these verses express very clearly and purely what is the ultimate attainment of the devotees. Prapanna. What it means is surrendered devotees. Hare Krishna. Haribo Vishwambar Prabhu. Dandavad. A very rare sight. A rare vision. You're almost as hard to see as Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, text number 39. Bhava dukkha virashascha paradistariyo yata parampadam prapatyaiva Krishna sampraptir evacha. Only by surrender to the Lord can one gain freedom from the miseries of birth, death, disease, and infirmity, fitness to deliver others from those miseries, the holy abode of Lord Vishnu, and the devotional service of Lord Krishna. First, of course, we have to know what are we supposed to do. We're here born in this world. We don't know what is what. So first we must know that surrender to Krishna is the highest achievement of our life. But even knowing that doesn't help much if we don't know how to do it, or if we can't do it. Anyhow, scripture, Gurudev tell us these things. This book telling you about how to do it. Now it's possible that someone may be born a pure devotee. They automatically know. They automatically are surrendered to Krishna right from birth. Or someone who is very fortunate to get the grace of Guru, grace of a pure devotee. They may be inserted or awakened to that reality. So not only does it free us from all the material effects of this world, birth, death, disease, old age, but also makes us fit to help others. Come to the same position, just like a doctor. Doctor can cure different illnesses by giving medicines, diet, and behavioral activities to help a person become better. So one who knows the science of Krishna consciousness, they can also help. Can help us to get out of this misery of material existence and to reach the eternal abode of Lord Vishnu, Vaikuntha, or higher, the devotional service of Lord Krishna. Now these books by the pure souls, this book is a compilation of different verses from the various scriptures. As we mentioned in the beginning, there's a compilation of verses from the scriptures, from the Lord's own spoken words, and from the devotees, what they have said about surrender. All these different places that they are giving us instruction from, that we're getting this instruction from, they're all collected together to give us some idea of what we're supposed to do and how to do that. Quite a list of accomplishments given here. Freedom from birth, death, or disease, fitness to deliver others, the holy abode of Lord Vishnu, and the devotional service of Lord Krishna. All these are the achievements and the rewards one can have who becomes a surrendered soul unto the Supreme Lord. Knowing all this, will that be enough to convince people? You'd be surprised. Many people hear this, but they don't aspire for it. They hear it, sounds nice, yet they go back to the material activities. Material conditioning is so strong. They can't give it up. I remember when I first came to the devotees, they were talking about the highest achievement, sat-cit-ananda, eternity, bliss, and knowledge. And I thought to myself, I never heard that anywhere in any of the subjects I took in college. That was when I first came to the devotees after I got my Ph.D. And when they talked about sat-cit-ananda, I thought, nobody that I ever met talked anything about eternity, bliss, and knowledge as the ultimate achievement of studying quantum mechanics or any other subject. So when I heard them speak like that, I thought immediately, who would be foolish enough to ignore that? and look for other, and not try for that. If there's somebody teaching you how to do these things, how to get to that position, who would be foolish enough to say, no, I'm not even going to try? That's just talk. Is it? How would you find out? How would you know? Huh? And I thought to myself, unless I put myself in the test tube to try this process, to see what is the result, then I won't know. Is that a question?
Yeah.
What?
So how do we harmonize that Krishna is the all attractive?
Uh,
And then we can hear these things and people are not attracted to Krishna if he's the all attractive.
they're attracted to some worldly result, some other result. They're still attached to this world. So some attachment to this world is stronger than any attachment they could have to higher things. It's like an addiction. They become addicted to material achievements because that's how they lived their whole lives up to that point. It's an addiction, and it's an ignorance. It's a training. It's called Maya, illusion, and it's a very Mama Maya Duratya, Krishna says in the Gita. That's my energy, my Maya. Duratya means it's very difficult to cross over. The only way you do it is by his grace, he says. Only by the grace of Krishna. I remember Sridhara used to tell us also. He said the devotees, they can cry, they can pray, they can do anything. But unless it is Krishna's will, you won't get relief.
Maharaj,
Ah, yes.
Maharaj, actually, in a way, they are attracted to Krishna's energy only. But actually, like Krishna says in Gita, those who are worshipping the demigods, they are doing my worship because the power to demigods only given by me, but their way of worship is not correct. So they are attracted to Krishna's energy, but they don't know from where that energy is coming and how great that is, the source.
So even after hearing about it, they can't do it. Can't do it. Because they don't have that grace. So the secret is how to get that grace. How to get that grace. How do we get it, Maharaj?
Bhakti comes from Bhakti. It has to come from him only, originally.
How do we get that mercy, that grace?
Mercy means Maharaj, Kripa, and Srila Maharaj told, Kripa means Kore Pava. Jiva has to do something, and that he has to pay the price of that hankering. And in good association, that hankering may come, and may Krishna fulfill that hankering. After that, only they will.
I heard Srila Prabhupada once told, many times he told that actually. He said the secret to making progress in spiritual life is to please the spiritual master. He told like that. Because we don't know that there's a relation. There is a relation between the soul and God. There's a relation. And until we can catch that idea, I know that there are people who serve Guru and serve Krishna. But their main attention is on their service. They don't have any idea of whom they are serving. Huh? Can you understand? Some people are serving, and their whole attention is focused on their own service, what they are doing. I'm trying to serve. But whom they are trying to serve, that their attention is not there at all. The whole attention is with themselves. My service. They think they are serving. And they are serving. But they don't recognize whom they are serving. Prabhupada also gave the example. Says, if the spiritual master says, bring me some water, and the disciple says, oh, let me take some milk to my Gurudev, he's thirsty. Milk will be more beneficial than water, more nourishing. And it will also quench his thirst and give him some nourishment. And you bring the milk, Gurudev said, no, I don't want milk, I want water. They don't understand how to please Gurudev. That is a practical example we have seen also. So it's not how much service we are doing, how much we are actually pleasing our Gurudev, how much we are actually pleasing Krishna. That we do not realize, but there is something happening when we do that. At the spiritual level, something is happening. That is making the connection. And then we don't know what will happen from there after that. That is achintya. First of all, the whole process is achintya, inconceivable, and not something we can understand with our brain or reason. But we know that there is a relation. That's all. And that relation is two-sided. Just like we were discussing with one scientist, something about cellular biology and organismic biology. Cellular biology say the plant is made from cells. And the organismic biologist says the cells are made from the plant. So which is correct? Actually, both are correct. But the cellular biologists think they're the only ones who are correct. But we know from the science of holism, holism science, that both must be in effect. So our relationship with Krishna is like that. It goes both ways. But we are so...
What the cell represent in the spiritual sense, like the cells on the body of the multicellular organism, as we see here, and how that is represented in the spiritual sense.
The cell is like the soul. We are souls, we are infinite, we are parts of Krishna. So Krishna is the whole, we are the part, like that. In a rough way. Of course, that's not exactly correct. There's more than that, but anyhow, we can look at it like that. So when a plant is growing, there are different cells that are developing. Just like in the embryo, when it develops, it multiplies itself. It divides and multiplies its own self. So the plant does the same thing from the seed we'll find a division and multiplication occurs. And not that the cells get together and decide, okay, we're going to be a rose. No. From the beginning, they are a rose. If they are a rose seed, then the cells will also be rose cells. It doesn't depend on the cells. It depends on the fact that they belong to the rose plant, that they become a rose. And they talk about quorum sensing. Quorum sensing means the cells get together and they vote. It seems like that. They vote to do this or do that, or do the other thing, according to the circumstances. It's not like that, though. It's not that the cells decide, okay, we're going to become a rose. Not if they're not rose cells. It must be a rose first. It must be the cells of a rose first before they become the rose. And so like that. It's not that the living entities can decide by getting together that we are going to make God. We are going to make God, come up with the idea of Krishna. No. The idea of Krishna exists before living entities. Or you could say along
Is
with,
that what is spirituality they do like that, Maharaj?
yes,
Spirituality, because it is man, you know,
man-made.
they can say, man-made, yeah.
Spirituality means artificiality. They don't know what they're talking about. So they say spirituality. Because they don't know the science of spirit. So we must know that there is a science of reality. There's a way that reality is. But it's not a block universe, it's not a mechanism. It's a living reality. A little hard to grasp that because we want to grasp everything with our mind and therefore reduce it all to mechanisms. But that's not reality. I called it idols of the mind. Idols of the mind. We impose the simplistic thoughts that we have upon nature, upon reality, and think that that's what the reality is. That's what reality is. But not like that. Our minds cannot create that. We have to adopt ourselves. We have to submit to what nature is, and it will reveal itself to us. It reveals itself. Reality is by itself and for itself means that reality is conscious. To be for itself means to be aware, conscious. So reality certainly can reveal itself to us. It doesn't need us to impose whatever simplistic ideas we have of mechanics or chemistry or even biology upon it. Because biology is not the whole thing either.
Mhm.
Biology is the person. And there we are getting to things, to the heart of things, when we recognize the personality. You are a person and God is a person. Actually, that's the first thing devotees taught me. When I first came to the temple, I met a devotee sitting outside the steps of the temple. This was in Washington, D.C. And I was talking with them, trying to find out what they were doing there, what was Bhakti Yoga, all that stuff. And the first thing he said that completely captured my mind and my heart, he said that you are a person and God is a person. And all the ignorance of so many years of education fell away. Of course, we're not just a bunch of molecules. We are a person. And the whole thing is not just a bunch of molecules. The whole universe is not just molecules. It's personal. Just as much as I am a person, so the whole of reality is personal. There we find the foundation of everything.
Maharaj, I was going to say I've been participating on the discussions Krishna Keshava Das is having on Sunday mornings about idols of the mind. And I loved hearing this from you, since it's you wrote the book, and hearing you speak of everything. It's very nice to see you share that now.
I'm getting it from him. Any questions? Any other comments? Thank you, Teres. We're very happy you are doing so nicely, helping so much. You're very helpful, You're getting the prasad every week, every month, bringing it to Princeton, Y, and then helping distribute it, helping to spread the whole
We are
name.
distributing Chirag Dahi Maharaj.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
What's
Chirag
it?
Dahi.
Dahi?
Rotten rice. Yes.
No,
2nd of June.
yes. No, we don't celebrate that here, unfortunately. Well, we'll celebrate it here at home, but in the public.
We are distributing like mango and flat rice, yogurt,
Oh, wonderful.
and jaggery.
Yeah.
All these foods mixed.
So we heard that Uma Devi is coming to India, huh?
She's
Jai
coming
Uma Devi.
to Puri, Rath Yatra.
Huh? She's coming
Rath
with
Yatra.
Rath
Rath
Yatra.
Yatra.
Yes.
Yes. Next Wednesday, I'm traveling, Maharaj.
And one
Next
more devotee
Wednesday,
is
I'm
on.
traveling.
Huh?
Next Wednesday, I'm coming to India, Maharaj.
Okay. And one devotee is coming from Australia also
Okay.
to join Puri Yatra. Rajagopal told he will come to join with Om Karnath.
Yes. We will try, Maharaj. One more ISKCON devotee also wants to come, Maharaj.
This time, like around 400 devotees are joining for a camp.
Vishwambar, are you going to go?
He could not meet us in Bangalore. He was close, but he could not come. So busy.
Huh? No? Why not? You also? You're nice. If you can go. You
Go
try.
come with Rajagopal. He's from Bangalore only, no?
We can't hear you, Prabhu. Vishwambar Prabhu, you're speaking, but we can't hear you. We can't hear you at all. No. Nothing. Nothing.
Haryananda will come next year.
Okay. Good.
Haryananda?
Yes, Maharaj, the next year for the Guru Vaishnava. Maharaj, I don't know, go to India, but I don't know combat Spain. I don't know.
Yes, you come permanently. We'll give you citizenship in India.
My wife.
Everybody come. Come everybody. Bring Lakshmi also with you. Lakshmi.
You should all go to India and die there. Live their whole life. Go to India, live your whole life there, and die there.
Maharaj, Lakshmi like go to Indian too. last me. Wow. Like go to India.
Yes. Sivananda Sen used to bring his dog to Mahaprabhu.
And they go.
Huh?
And they go.
He used to pay extra
Maharaj.
money to the boatman.
Maharaj, we can make the course of Gaudiya Vaishnavismo or no? Or
Yes.
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 I will write to you privately WhatsApp for inscription in this course. Okay, Maharaj.
In what? In Spanish.
In Spanish.
I don't know Spanish. You have to translate.
Only English, no?
Yeah, of course. I can speak. I cannot speak in Spanish. You have to translate from English.
Okay, Maharaj.
Why?
Maharaj knows so many languages, but he has to learn Spanish now. Huh?
You got what I'm trying. Only I know. ¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo está?
Muy bien.
My dandavats to everyone.
Dandavad Maharaj.
Dandavad
Sripad,
Maharaj.
Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj.
Bhakti
Bye.
Jai Vaishnava.
Bye.
Oh, Prapanna-ji, Hari 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 Bol.
Haribol.
Well, my heart, my love to you all.
Dandavad.